Ladies and gentlemen, imagine for a moment that you are holding a rope. The harder you pull, the more it burns your hands. The rope represents life's challenges, stress, relationships, failures, fear. And yet we often refuse to let go, even when holding on causes us pain. Today I invite you to explore with me one of life's most profound truths, the art of letting go. Life in its essence is a constant flow of experiences. We are born, we learn, we grow, we love, and inevitably we face loss. But somewhere along this journey, many of us develop the habit of clinging to people, to outcomes, to expectations, and even to ideas of how things should be. And while holding on might feel like a means of control, it often becomes the very thing that holds us back. Letting go isn't about giving up. It's not about apathy or resignation. It's about releasing the weight of what no longer serves us so that we can create space for growth, peace, and joy. It's about trusting the flow of life, knowing that sometimes what we lose makes way for something greater. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever been hurt by someone you love? A betrayal, a breakup, or even just the gradual drifting apart of two souls? It feels like a part of you has been ripped away, and your first instinct might be to cling to the memories, to the what-ifs, to the hope that things could be different. But the truth is, holding on to that pain keeps the wound fresh. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or invalidating the love that once was. It means freeing yourself from the grip of suffering. When I was younger, I went through a period of intense loss. I lost someone who meant the world to me. I spent countless nights replaying every conversation, every moment, wondering what I could have done differently. I felt like I was carrying an invisible chain, each link forged by regret and longing. But one day I heard a simple yet transformative quote: "You can't reach for something new if your hands are full of yesterday's baggage." That was the moment I realized the power of letting go. It wasn't about erasing the past, but about accepting it. I began to see letting go as an act of self-love, a way to honor my own journey and make room for the future. Letting go also applies to our expectations. How many of us have set rigid goals, only to feel devastated when life didn't go as planned? Maybe you didn't get that promotion, or your dream of the perfect family didn't materialize. It's natural to feel disappointed, but clinging to what should have been blinds us to the beauty of what is. Consider the story of a farmer and his horse. One day the horse runs away, and the villagers say, "What bad luck." The farmer simply replies, "Maybe." Days later, the horse returns with several wild horses. The villagers exclaim, "What good fortune again." The farmer says, "Maybe." Soon after, the farmer's son tries to tame one of the wild horses and breaks his leg. The villagers lament, "What terrible luck." The farmer responds, "Maybe later the army comes to recruit young men for war, but spares the farmer's son because of his injury." The villagers declare, "How fortunate." And once more the farmer says, "Maybe." This story teaches us the art of surrender, letting go of the need to label every experience as good or bad, and trusting that life unfolds as it should. Ladies and gentlemen, letting go is not easy. It takes courage to release what is familiar, even if it's painful. But consider this: a clenched fist can't hold on to anything new, but an open hand can. Think about nature. The trees let go of their leaves in autumn, trusting that spring will bring new growth. Rivers flow freely, never clinging to the rocks they pass. The sky lets go of the rain, making way for sunlight. Nature is a masterclass in the art of letting go, showing us that life is most beautiful when it flows. Letting go doesn't mean the absence of effort. It means letting go of attachment to the result. Whether you're pursuing a career, nurturing a relationship, or chasing a dream, give your best, but don't tether your happiness to the outcome. One of the greatest challenges in letting go is fear, the fear of uncertainty, of the unknown. But what if I told you that the unknown is where life truly begins? It's where you find possibilities you never imagined, opportunities you never dreamed of. Imagine you're holding a jar of sand. If you squeeze it tightly, the sand slips through your fingers. But if you hold it gently, it stays. Life is much the same. The tighter we grip, the more we lose. But when we let go, we find balance. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you to reflect on this. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? Is it a toxic relationship? A grudge? An unrealistic expectation? A fear of failure? Whatever it is, ask yourself, is this helping me grow or is it weighing me down? Letting go is a process, not a one-time decision. It requires patience, self-compassion, and practice. Start small. Let go of a minor annoyance or an old habit. With each step, you'll build the strength to release the bigger things. As we journey through life, we often carry emotional baggage, regrets, guilt, anger. But life is too short to be spent carrying unnecessary weight. Imagine the freedom of traveling light, of facing each new day with an open heart and an open mind. In the words of Alan Watts, the only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Letting go is joining that dance, embracing the rhythm of life without resistance. Ladies and gentlemen, letting go is not a sign of weakness. It's a testament to your strength. It's saying, I trust the universe. I trust myself. It's choosing peace over perfection, growth over stagnation, love over fear. So, as we leave here today, I challenge you to let go of one thing, just one. Maybe it's a limiting belief, a past mistake, or a toxic relationship. Release it and watch how your world begins to expand. Remember, letting go doesn't mean you lose. It means you gain freedom, clarity, and the space to welcome all the beautiful things life has in store for you. Letting go is a profound and transformative concept that holds the power to bring peace and clarity to our lives. It is not about giving up or surrendering to defeat, rather, it is an act of liberation, a conscious choice to release the weight of what no longer serves us. Letting go allows us to free ourselves from the shackles of past pain, regrets, and fears, opening the door to a future filled with possibility and growth. At its core, letting go is an acknowledgement that we cannot control everything. Life is inherently unpredictable, and clinging to the illusion of control often leads to unnecessary suffering. When we let go, we are not abandoning our goals or desires. We are simply choosing not to be consumed by the need for a specific outcome. Instead, we focus on the present moment, trusting that life has its rhythm and flow, and that things will unfold as they are meant to. The process of letting go can be challenging because it requires us to confront our attachments. Attachments to people, places, outcomes, or even ideas can create a false sense of security, but they also bind us to cycles of fear and disappointment. By releasing these attachments, we reclaim our emotional energy and regain the ability to move forward unburdened. It is a courageous act, as it often involves confronting our deepest vulnerabilities. Letting go also fosters emotional healing. Holding on to anger, resentment, or grief keeps us stuck in a cycle of pain, replaying old wounds in our minds. When we let go, we allow ourselves to forgive, not necessarily for the benefit of others, but for our own peace. Forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves, a way to unchain our hearts from the weight of the past and step into a lighter, more joyful present. Moreover, letting go teaches us acceptance. It encourages us to embrace life as it is, rather than as we wish it to be. This doesn't mean settling for less. It means recognizing that every experience, whether joyous or painful, contributes to our growth and understanding. In acceptance, we find resilience and strength. In essence, letting go is an act of self-love. It is a declaration that we deserve to live free from the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future. By choosing to let go, we create space for new opportunities, relationships, and experiences to enrich our lives. It is through this freedom that we discover true peace and empowerment. Acceptance is a powerful and transformative practice that lies at the heart of personal growth and emotional well-being. It is the ability to embrace reality as it is without judgment or resistance. Acceptance does not mean giving up or resigning to circumstances we dislike. Rather, it is about making peace with the present moment, recognizing its truth, and finding the strength to move forward from a place of clarity and understanding. One of the most profound aspects of acceptance is its role in reducing suffering. Often our pain is amplified not by the circumstances themselves, but by our resistance to them. We struggle against reality, wishing it were different, clinging to expectations, or replaying past regrets. This internal battle drains our energy and clouds our perspective. When we practice acceptance, we let go of this resistance and allow ourselves to experience the present moment fully. In doing so, we free ourselves from the unnecessary suffering caused by denial or avoidance. Acceptance is also a gateway to emotional healing. Whether it involves grief, disappointment, or a difficult situation, acknowledging and accepting our feelings is the first step toward processing them. Instead of suppressing or denying our emotions, we create space for them to exist without judgment. This openness allows us to better understand ourselves and ultimately move through the pain with grace and resilience. In relationships, acceptance plays a crucial role in fostering harmony and connection. It means recognizing and appreciating others for who they are, rather than trying to change them to fit our expectations. By accepting the imperfections in others, we cultivate empathy and compassion, which strengthens bonds and deepens trust. This practice can also be applied inwardly. Accepting ourselves, with all our flaws and mistakes, leads to greater self-love and confidence. Furthermore, acceptance is not passive. It is an active choice that empowers us to respond to life's challenges constructively. By accepting what we cannot control, we redirect our energy toward what we can influence. This shift in focus allows us to take meaningful action rather than being paralyzed by frustration or despair. Ultimately, acceptance is a form of liberation. It frees us from the grip of fear, resistance, and judgment, allowing us to experience life more fully and authentically. It is through acceptance that we find peace, resilience, and the courage to embrace whatever life may bring.